There's a story you already know, even if you have never named it. A fungus slips into a human body, takes the wheel, and the world quietly ends. You have seen it in The Last of Us. The body keeps walking, but the person inside is gone, hollowed out into something that hunts. It is a brilliant nightmare. It is also, in almost every detail, wrong. The real culprit is a fungus called Ophiocordyceps unilateralis, and it has no interest in you. Here is the first thing the story gets wrong. It cannot infect you, and it never could. This fungus is exquisitely adapted to one insect, a single tropical ant over millions of years. Your blood runs too warm for it, and your physiology is simply the wrong shape. To the fungus, a human being is not a fortress to be conquered. It is the wrong planet entirely. So set the apocalypse down for a moment, because the truth is quieter, and far worse. Picture a carpenter ant, high in the rainforest canopy, walking a trail it has walked 1,000 times. A single spore drifts down and catches on its back. The spore drills a microscopic hole straight through the ant's armored shell. Inside, the fungus stops being a spore and becomes something else. It spreads as soft, yeast-like cells, drifting through the ant's body like silt through water. And here is the first surprise. It is careful. It feeds on the tissues the ant can live without, and leaves the vital organs alone. The ant goes on foraging, grooming, following its sisters, feeling, as far as we can tell, completely itself. For days, it carries a passenger it does not know is there. Now, the second thing the story gets wrong, and this is the one that should keep you up at night. The myth said the fungus seizes the brain. In 2017, a team at Penn State went looking for exactly that, slicing infected ants into thousands of microscopic layers. The brain was untouched. Instead, the fungus had grown a three-dimensional lattice of cells throughout the ant's body. It had wrapped itself directly around the muscle fibers, thread by thread. It was not whispering to the mind. It was gripping the strings. The fungus drives the muscles itself, like a hand inside a glove. And the brain, the part that is still the ant, is left switched on. Sit with that for a second. The ant is not a zombie, emptied out and gone. It is a prisoner, awake, and its own legs are moving on an order that does not come from it. That is the part the fiction could not imagine, and it is so much worse. Go slow with this one, because the scientists do, and a lot of the detail is still being mapped, because the fungus has somewhere very specific to take it. It marches the ant down, out of the high canopy, toward the damp air near the forest floor, to a leaf about 25 centimeters above the ground, on the north side, where the air stays damp and still. And then, at roughly solar noon, it gives a final command. The ant bites down on a leaf vein and locks its jaws in a grip it will never release. Biologists call it the death grip, and some think the jaw muscles waste away to fuse the bite shut, though that is still being worked out. The ant dies there, anchored, in a spot ideal for the fungus to grow. Cool enough, damp enough, still enough. Over the following days, a pale stalk erupts from the back of the dead ant's head. It ripens, and then it rains spores down onto the trail below, where the living still walk. The colony has learned to read this killing field, and to route its sisters around it. Healthy ants will even carry the infected far from the nest before the fungus can bloom. None of this is new, and that is the last strange thing. There is a fossil leaf, 48 million years old, scarred with the exact same death grip bite. This war between ant and fungus is older than almost anything you would recognize on Earth. One fungus, exquisitely tuned to one ant. And there may be thousands of these pairings we have never named. The biologist Richard Dawkins had a name for this, the extended phenotype. A beaver's genes build a dam, a spider's genes spin a web, and here, a fungus's genes are writing the actions of an ant. It never needed our minds, and it never will. It only needed to prove that the most frightening thing is not losing who you are, but being awake to watch it happen. So tell me down in the comments, what's a fact you were certain was true, right up until it wasn't?